What is your personal religion? Is there any type of God to you?
What do you mean when you use the word God?
Is there a purpose? I mean, given all these demotions, why don't we just blow ourselves up?
Turn the question around. If we do blow ourselves up, does that disprove the existence of God? I mean, it'll be a little late to make the discovery, but still.
Yeah. Through the ages, humans have created a mythological framework that has always involved some kind of higher spiritual powers. As we know more and more, and it seems harder and harder to prove that anything might exist like that, where does that leave us?
On our own. Which to my mind is much more responsible than hoping that someone will save us so we don't have to make our best efforts to do it ourselves. When you say, do you believe in God? If I say yes or if I say no, you have learned absolutely nothing. Why would we use a word so ambiguous that means so many different things?
Gives you freedom to define it.
It gives you freedom to seem to agree with someone else with whom you do not agree. It covers over differences. It makes for social lubrication, but it is not an aid to truth.
In this video, we are reacting to an iconic moment where a young student asks Carl Sagan, one of the greatest scientists ever, whether he believes in God. His answer is brilliant, it's layered and brutally honest. Let's break down what he really meant, why it's relevant today, and how it cuts through vague and dogmatic religious beliefs.
My question is, given all these demotions, what is your personal religion, or is there any type of God to you? Like, is there a purpose, given that we're just sitting on this speck in the middle of this sea of stars?
No, I don't want to duck any questions. And I'm not going to duck this one. Even though I have high religious personages who are close friends of mine in this room. But let me ask you, what do you mean when you use the word God?
Well, I guess what my question, it's like, is there a purpose for, I mean, given all these demotions, why don't we just blow ourselves up?
Why don't we?
Yeah, what is our purpose? I mean,
let me turn the question around. If we do blow ourselves up, does that disprove the existence of God?
No, I guess not.
I mean, it'll be a little late to make the discovery, but still.
Yeah. I guess what I'm asking is, since as we kind of make God almost go away in this, as he, through these demotions, and I don't mean he, because who knows what God is, but
still saying it makes it sort of icky, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's tough.
We like it to be a he, don't we?
Yeah. We've been trained to think of it as a he. It seems that through the ages, humans have created a mythological framework that has always often involved some kind of higher spiritual powers. And as
every human culture has done.
This is a historical pattern. Every society has invented gods to explain the unknown, from animism to polytheism to monotheism to now atheism. What's interesting is that these gods always match their culture, from warlike gods for tribes to peaceful gods for monks. If they were actually real, they'd be consistent in an objective manner.
As that goes away, as we know more and more that, and it seems harder and harder to prove that anything might exist like that, where does that leave us?
On our own. Which to my mind is much more responsible than hoping that someone will save us from ourselves so we don't have to make our best efforts to do it ourselves.
Religion often avoids accountability by pushing it onto God, saying God works in mysterious ways, which lets godmen and politicians and religious frauds take advantage of poor people by selling them false hope.
And if we're wrong, and there is someone who steps in and says, okay, that's all right. I'm for that, but we, hedged our bets. It's Pascal's bargain run backwards. I'll say another word. The word God covers an enormous range of different ideas. And you recognize that in the way you phrase the question. Running from an outsized, light-skinned male with a long white beard sitting in a throne in the sky and tallying the fall of every sparrow, for which there is no evidence. To my mind, if anybody has some, I sure would like to see it. To the kind of God that Einstein or Spinoza talked about, which is very close to the sum total of the laws of the universe. Now, it would be crazy to deny that there are laws in the universe. And if that's what you want to call God, then of course God exists.
It is so important to define God because otherwise we are trying to prove something really big. When someone says God exists, what do they mean? Do they mean a bearded man in the sky, energy, love, laws of physics, moral enforcer, or any of the religious gods, Abrahamic, Greek, Hindu, Aztec, Roman, Nordic, Egyptian?
And there are all sorts of other nuances. There is, for example, the deist God that many of the founding fathers of this country believed in, although it is a secret whose name may not be spoken in some circles, a roi fainéant, a do-nothing king, the God who creates the universe and then retires, and to whom praying to is sort of pointless. He's not here. He went somewhere else. He had other things to do. Now, that's also a God. So when you say, do you believe in God? If I say yes or if I say no, you have learned absolutely nothing.
I guess I'm asking you to define yours if you have one.
But why would we use a word so ambiguous that means so many different things?
Gives you freedom to define it.
It gives you freedom to seem to agree with someone else with whom you do not agree.
This is phenomenal. There's no problem if someone wants to define God as an uncaused cause or the laws of the universe. But then the religion or gods will have nothing to do with this unless its truth claims are actually verified.
It covers over differences. It makes for social lubrication. But it is not an aid to truth, in my view. And therefore, I think we need much sharper language when we ask these questions. Sorry to take so long in answering this, but this is an important issue.
My question is...
This is why Carl Sagan is legendary. He didn't just say yes or no. He exposed the weakness of the religious language. If we really wanted the truth, we need sharper, more scientific, more clear definitions and the courage to face reality without using our emotions to hide from it.